Hello everyone. Today you need to get out your math journal and we are going to turn to page 14. We did 13 yesterday, so we are on page 14. Okay, put a 14 at the bottom. Alright. Then we're going to write down some hundreds, tens, and ones. So for example, if I have 1, if I have 100, that is equal to 10 tens, and that is also equal to 100 ones. So here's my 100. If I take my 100 and cut it up into tens, that is the same amount. Okay. 10 tens is equal to 100. Now if I take all of these and cut them into ones, okay, so if I cut all of these up into ones, I would have 100 little ones like this. This isn't 100, but this is to show you. So all of those are the same amount. 100 is the same as 10 tens, which is the same as 100 ones. Now I want you to skip a line, and you're going to write 2 hundreds. So if I have 2 hundreds and I cut my hundreds up into tens, how many tens am I going to have? And the answer is 20 tens, because this would be 10 tens and this would be 10 tens. So 200 is the same as 20 tens. Now if I were to take these 200s and cut them all into ones, get out my saw and cut these up all into ones, how many ones would I have? And the answer is 200. I would have 200 ones. Now, we're going to look at 300s. And you might see a pattern forming here. If I have 300s, thank you for using your neatest writing. And I cut my 300s up into tens, I'm going to have 30 tens. 10, 20, 30. So 300s is equal to 30 tens. And then if I were to cut these up into the single ones, I would have 300 ones. Then we would do the same with 400s. Notice I'm skipping a line between each line I write. hundreds is equal to 40 tens, which is equal to 400 ones. 5 hundreds is equal to how many tens? 50 tens, which is equal to 500 ones. Okay. You're doing great. 6 hundreds is equal to 60 tens, which is equal to 600 ones. And if I'm going too fast for you, always know just to hit pause and get caught up. We're going to keep going. 7 hundreds is equal to 70 tens, which is equal to 700 ones. Okay. 8 hundreds is equal to 80 tens, which is equal to 800 ones. We're almost done. 9 hundreds is equal to 90 tens, which is equal to 900 ones. Now last, 10 hundreds. So if I have 10 hundreds, how many tens is that going to be equal to? 100 tens. So 10 hundreds is equal to 100 tens. And that is equal to 1,000 ones. Hit pause if you need to while you finish that up. And then I'm going to show you here, I have 1,000. So if I were to cut this up into the little teeny ones, I would have 1,000 of these little ones if I cut this all up. If I cut this 1,000 up into tens, okay, if I cut it all up into tens, how many of these would I have? If I cut this all up into tens, I would have 100 tens. Okay, I'd have 100 of these. And if I cut this 1,000 up into hundreds, how many hundreds would I have? I would have 10 of these, and I'm going to show you how that works. Okay. I have a plastic box here, and inside you can see that I have, well, I'll even pull them out so you can see them. But inside my plastic box, 1,000 fits in here. Okay. 1,000. But I can also fit in 10 hundreds, because 10 hundreds is the same as 1,000. So here's 1, 2 hundreds, 3 hundreds, 4 hundreds, 5 hundreds, 6 hundreds, 7 hundreds, 8 hundreds, 9 hundreds, and 10 hundreds. I'll put the lid on, and you can see that my 10 hundredths are the exact same as my 1,000 block. Now remember, if I cut this up into tens, I would have 100 tens. So I have another plastic block, and you can see here, but in this plastic block, okay, in this big plastic block, if we were to count each of these, there would be 100 tens right here. So 100 tens that I've placed in there. I'll put the lid on that, and you can see on the side all the different tens. And if I had another block and we had a lot of time, we could take and we could put 1,000 ones in a plastic box, and you would see that that's the same size as well. Okay. So this is 1,000. It's the same as 10 hundredths, and it is also the same as 100 tens, as you see here. This is all for page 14. I hope it helps to actually see the base 10 blocks, and I hope that you have a good rest of your day.